All right, let's dive in. We're about to go on this absolutely incredible journey following a single drop of blood as it navigates the most powerful and relentless engine in the human body, the heart.
Okay, let me ask you something. What if I told you there's a journey that happens inside you, like 100,000 times every single day? It's the path your blood takes through your heart, and together we're gonna map it out.
So, before we really get going on this trip, we got to set the stage, right? Let's talk about mission control, the heart's job. Sounds simple, but it is absolutely critical for, well, everything. At its core, the heart is just this ridiculously powerful muscular pump. It's got four chambers, and its mission? Well, it's a constant cycle of delivery and pickup. It sends out the good stuff, oxygen-rich blood, which we usually show as red, to fuel every single cell. Then it takes back the used blood, the stuff full of waste like carbon dioxide, and we usually show that as blue. Okay, to make sure we're all on the same page for this trip, let's get a couple of key terms down. First up, arteries. Here's a super simple way to remember it. A for artery and A for away. Anytime blood is moving away from the heart, it's in an artery. Simple as that. And you guessed it, the exact opposite is true for veins. Those are the vessels bringing blood back to the heart. So let's just lock that in. Arteries away, veins toward. Got it? Cool. With that in mind, let's check out the main routes. For our little road trip here, we're going to focus on these four major highways. Seriously, think of them as the big interstates for all the blood traffic flowing in and out of the heart. We'll get to know each one as we go. All right, here's where our story really kicks off. It starts with what you could call used blood. Blood that's already done its job, dropped off its oxygen, and is now heading back to the heart for a refill. This is the first leg of the journey, over to the right side. So how does this all work? Well, this deoxygenated blood from your entire body flows back through two massive veins, the superior and inferior vena cava. They're the main return routes, and they both dump into the heart's first stop, the right atrium. Once that chamber fills up, it gives a little squeeze, pushing the blood through a one-way door into the right ventricle, getting it ready for the next big step. Okay, so the blood is back, but it's totally spent. It's no good to the body like this. It needs to refuel, big time. And for that, it's got to make a quick but super important pit stop. And bam, with a powerful squeeze, the right ventricle just launches this deoxygenated blood right out of the heart. Where's it headed? Just next door, to the lungs. The highway it takes is called the pulmonary artery. And it's here, inside the lungs, that this amazing exchange happens. The blood drops off all its carbon dioxide garbage and picks up a fresh load of oxygen. Okay, remember that rule we just learned? Arteries away, veins toward? Well, this is where things get a little weird. We've got two big rule breakers here. The pulmonary artery, even though it's an artery taking blood away from the heart, is the only one that carries that blue, deoxygenated blood. And its partner in crime, the pulmonary vein, is the only vein that carries that bright red, oxygen-rich blood back to the heart. They're the official rebels of the circulatory system. Kinda cool, right? So, our drop of blood is now totally re-energized, it's full of oxygen, and it's ready for the most powerful part of its journey, the trip through the left side of the heart. So fresh from the lungs, bright red, and packed with oxygen, the blood travels back to the heart through the pulmonary vein. It flows into the left atrium, which is the second receiving chamber. And just like what happened on the right side, once that atrium is full, it squeezes, pushing all that fresh blood into the heart's real powerhouse, the left ventricle. And you can really see how smart the heart's design is here. I mean, the left ventricle is hands down the strongest of all four chambers. Its muscular walls are super thick, and there's a really good reason for that. It's not just pumping blood next door to the lungs. Nope. It has to generate enough force to blast that blood to every single part of your body, all the way from your brain down to the tips of your toes. And this is the grand finale of the whole cycle inside the heart. With one massive, perfectly timed squeeze, the left ventricle shoots that oxygen-rich blood into the aorta. The aorta is the absolute superhighway of your body's road system. It's the biggest artery of them all, and every other artery branches off from it to get that life-giving blood exactly where it needs to go. So once that blood is launched out of the aorta, you think the journey's over, right? Not even close. It's actually just beginning again. Let's zoom out for a second and just appreciate the incredible scale of this never-ending loop. Just think about that number, 100,000. Your heart goes through this entire complex cycle about 100,000 times, not in a month or a week, every single day. It never ever takes a break. And in that single day, if you were to add up the distance all your blood travels, it would be about 12,000 miles. That's insane. That's basically like traveling halfway around the entire planet, every day, inside your own body. So, how long does this whole round trip take for just one drop of blood? From leaving the heart, going all the way down to your big toe, and then coming all the way back. You might think it takes a while, but get this, it's only about 60 seconds. It's just an incredible display of how efficient our bodies are. So look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this simple path. Used blood from the body goes to the right side shoots it over to the lungs for oxygen. The fresh, oxygenated blood comes back to the left side, and the super powerful left side sends it back out to the body. That's it, a perfect nonstop loop. I mean, this machine, it's so elegant, so tireless, it runs nonstop from before we're even born until our very last moment. It's just a marvel. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right? What can we possibly learn from its incredible, unwavering resilience?